Yeah, teach their own. Of course, the other big news from that card was this whole announcement with Khabib Nurmagomedov, what was happening. I'll give the UFC credit. They did a good job. They kind of teased it like the LeBron announcement a little bit, right? Dana did the video on social media where he's walking into the room with Khabib and they're teasing the announcement and this and this. And I mean, we've talked about this before all along. I still don't think Khabib's coming back. But anyways, I was intrigued. I thought they did a good job. But here's the problem. They're like, the announcement's going to happen at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Well, I'm watching. I'm not seeing no announcement. They're going right to the Puna Soriano fight, which I guess worked out well for him because he got a knockout. I'm sure more people tuned into it. But then we get the announcement right after that fight. Dana White basically saying, well, Khabib, he's going to watch 257. And if he sees something spectacular, then he might come back. It's like we're basically at the same point we were before. He's not officially retired, but he's not coming back and saying yes. What was your reaction to the news?
In the words of the great Nick Diaz, they're selling y'all wolf tickets out here, and y'all eating them right up.
I know. It's crazy.
He told us years ago that they're selling us wolf tickets, and they sold the wolf ticket. They bought the wolf ticket, and now you're sitting there waiting for some announcement to happen. Nah, bro, he just wanted you to tune in, man. And he's gonna have regardless of news without news, he's gonna have a discussion with the guy, and they're gonna figure out what they're gonna figure out. But they already know what they're gonna do. This is all just part of the plan. And this is part of Khabib's plan. This is part of Dana's plan, and they're just flowing how they're flowing. But they're selling y'all wolf tickets, and y'all eating them right up.
Yeah, it's. I mean, look, and let's just break it down a little bit, okay? Because we're talking about 257. That's what Dana said. If you see something spectacular, okay. Well, let's look at the scenarios here real quick. I mean, we'll give our picks in a second, but okay, Conor goes out there and beats Dustin. He knocks him out. I don't think he's giving Conor the rematch. We talked about this. It's very personal with Khabib. It's not about money or the challenge of it. There's just personal hatred there. I don't think Khabib would even give Conor that opportunity to fight him again. So there's that. That's my opinion. I'll get your thoughts in a sec. If Poirier wins, some crazy upset, maybe. But then they just fought a year ago. Like it's not like anything that was ages ago in terms of that fight. So I don't think he's coming back for Poirier. And then you got Hooker and Chandler. I don't think he's fighting either of those guys, regardless of what happens there, regardless if Chandler wins, regardless if Hooker wins. That's not a money fight or a type of fight that I think Khabib considers a challenge. Then Dana White throws out Charles Oliveira being like, well, he's out here as well. Well, look, if Khabib really wanted that Oliveira fight, would he not have said it when Oliveira had beat Ferguson in December as opposed to right now? So this makes no sense to me other than, like you said, they're just selling us wolf tickets. I don't see any scenario where Khabib comes back. And then the kicker, sorry, one more thing. Dana White then says, GSP, we're not even looking at that anymore. Khabib's gone past it too. So to me, that was the fight you bring him back for, but I don't think it's happening. I mean, I just explained there, I think out of all those scenarios, why would he come back for any of those? Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, there's no real reason, to come back. There you can find reasons and you can find reasons not to, right? You can find a reason if you're really looking for one, right? But then again, when you look at the field, there's maybe Conor. That's probably the only name out of the five guys you just named that makes it even intriguing or interesting. And even let's just take ourselves out as people in the business, but from people who watch the sport and who are fans of the sport, there's nothing there that you just named that sounds interesting. That really pulls at you, because it's all the same, So the only one you see is Conor, but you already know what's going to happen in that. We already saw what happened, and But again, you can sell the wolf ticket and the chance of hope that Conor may be able to beat the guy, but it's just I don't think he could beat him. I think the guy has his number, and that's just what it is. Stylistically, the guy has his number. So he's Conor's never been good on the ground, ever. So. There's no reason for him to come back, but if he does, I guess he'll just be the winner of Conor and Dustin. That's the only thing that makes sense. Everything else doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. And the key thing there, you mentioned the style matchup. Had Conor got knocked out quickly in that first fight, or had he, lost a close decision, fair enough. There might be some intrigue there. People saying maybe he didn't deserve it, but you're right. It was a one-sided fight. I was at that fight. I remember Khabib taking him down a lot. Habib actually rocked Conor. People, I think, forget that he hit Conor and he staggered him a little bit too. His
right hand. It was a right hand.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm with you there. I think style-wise, it's just a nightmare matchup for Conor. Of course, Conor, was asked about it this week, as they would, right? They have to bring it up. And Conor McGregor saying he is afraid to fight me again. Again, this is Wolf Tickets, ladies and gentlemen. This is Conor saying, like, Khabib's not afraid. He just beat you decisively. I'm sure he'd gladly take the paycheck. It's a matter of he doesn't like Conor. He doesn't like what Conor said about his wife, about his religion. This thing goes deep, people. This is what you have to understand, is that Conor, it's got nothing to do with competitiveness. It has everything to do with the fact that he hates Conor. That's what I think.
Conor has that Trump. I know that Trump charm, right? Yeah. That Donald Trump where he comes in and tells you, I'm the best. I did the most numbers, and and this guy doesn't want to, or this guy doesn't want to. Whatever he says, the truth is gonna be. It's whatever he says, his truth is gonna be. So, but everybody knows the guy's not scared of him. I mean, the guy's not scared of you, bro. And you know what I know about whatever you're gonna need to tell yourself to get whatever point across you're trying to get, then by all means, it's a freedom of speech, it's a free world. You can say whatever you want, but everybody knows what the truth is, because we could just press play on the tape and watch it, of what happened with you and the guy. So, it is what it is.
Do you think the rematch ever happens with Khabib and Conor? I'm saying no.
It depends. It depends on what Conor pulls off, right? Let's just say I don't think the fight with Dustin and him beating Dustin is enough to bring the guy back into the mix. Khabib into like, all right, I'm going to come back and fight this guy. Not right away. I think if Conor beats Dustin, then Conor goes and beats somebody else and then wins a boxing fight or something. Then the stock is so high that he can just come in and just take everything Buddy just worked for. And take all of the energy away from what the guy's built up to that point. So that becomes more intriguing, because it's like taking candy from a baby for him at that point, because he already did it to him. So he's like, all right, it's time to take everything you worked for. Now I'm going to make your life miserable from winning 2-3 fights in a row, So that would be the only thing of intrigue to me for him, because it's almost, as fighters almost have to start coming up with shit that's going to be like a challenge or something interesting to them, because when shit gets stale, it just gets stale. And that's why you see the brothers don't fight a lot, because shit gets stale really quick and it gets super boring from when you're at that high of a level and you're trying to make these marquee fights and big moments happen. When the field is stale, bro. And the field is not interesting for him. You know what I mean? So yeah. I could see why.
I'll throw out a wild card here. I mean, this is just something I thought of right now. Do you think Khabib would ever take Conor on in a boxing match? He wants a challenge. Let's see how good your stand-up is against a guy in Conor. Or do you think he's just like, no, like that's not my wheelhouse?
Nah, I don't think he does that.
I don't think so either. But I just, threw it out there because we're thinking about rematch. I still think MMA-wise it never happens, because again, I just don't think Khabib sees that as much of a challenge. And again, it's not about the money for him as well.